The grand Moorish-style, gold-gilded palace of serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post in Palm Beach, Mar-a-Lago, became the backdrop for Donald Trump, who viewed himself as king of the castle where he could surround himself with Hollywood's brightest stars. "I'm the king of Palm Beach. They all come over, they all eat, they all love me, they all kiss my ass, and they all leave and say, 'Isn't he horrible?' But I'm the king." Trump is quoted in the new DC book Mar-a-Lago, Inside the Gates of Power at Donald Trump's Presidential Palace by author Lawrence Lemur, which will be released on January 29. In 1982, the businessman was driving around South Florida with his first wife Ivana looking at real estate when an agent showed them the fabulous mansion with the interior that had the feel and look of Louis XIV, "And that's my favorite style," said Trump. There was so much gold leaf that had been applied by Mrs. Post that there was almost none left in America at the time. This palace screamed affluence, and to Trump, money spoke louder than truth, culture, class or manners. He offered $28 million for the estate but was rejected. Meanwhile, his obsession with Princess Diana bloomed in Palm Beach, believing if he had a golden palace, a quasi-royal yacht and a mammoth jet with his name on the side, he might just win her affections after meeting Prince Charles and his 25-year-old bride at a benefit at the Breakers Hotel in 1985. Trump viewed that this monument might bring him a certain cachet in a world he wasn't a part of, and he just had to have it. When the real estate market slumped in 1985, Trump tried again for the estate, but this time offering just $8 million, including the furniture. His offer was accepted. Sure enough, celebrities descended upon Mar-a-Lago, from movie stars to musical artists. Patriots football coach Bill Belichick, Whitney Houston, Mary Tyler Moore, Paul Anka, Frankie Avalon, Regis Philbin, Sean Puffy Combs, and boxing promoter Don King, who played the court jester. Owning the celebrity joint allowed Trump skip out on dull informal charity balls hosted by the Palm Beach Old Moneyed Society, which he regarded as extremely unattractive people. Trump loved celebrities coming to his club and claimed that Bruce Willis, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Robert Wagner, Elizabeth Taylor, Denzel Washington and Steven Spielberg were members, but it was utterly untrue, as was his claim that Prince Charles and Princess Diana had become members. "Liar, liar, pants on fire," responded the monarchy. That was simply a ruse by Trump to inspire new memberships from people seeking to rub shoulders with celebrities. But some A-listers were spotted at the estate. Celine Dion and her husband, Renee Angelil, frequently dined at the club and once arrived with a party of 90 of their friends from Quebec. After their meal, Celine asked that the French chef, Bernard Goupy, to come out and take a bow. One of Goupy's signature dishes was a unique Caesar salad that was built in an edible cheese bowl, which Celine is said to have loved. But one day, months after Celine's visit, Trump decided to dress down Goupy and show him that he wasn't making a proper Caesar salad. "You and your F***ing Caesar salad. I'll show you how to make F***ing Caesar." Trump tossed lettuce, croutons and mounds of dressing all together, swearing like a truck driver. "No, that's F***ing Caesar," Trump declared when finished. Trump had someone fire Goupy the following day, replacing him with a German chef, but Celine quickly snapped Goupy up to be her chef at her Jupiter, Florida estate. Other notable guests included Judge Jeanine Pirro, who came to speak, as long as she was paid $25,000. She is quoted as saying, "Welcome to Mar-a-Lago. It sure ain't no hole." Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie also paid a visit, with Trump declaring that he had to lose weight. Initially hands-on around the estate, Trump has often gotten his hands dirty in the kitchen. At his Super Bowl XXXII party in 1998, he decided he didn't like the way his chef was slowly grilling hamburgers. "Give me your apron," Trump ordered. "Let me show you how to make burgers." He lectured his chef on how to grill hamburgers, saying, "You can get sick if it's not cooked enough." Trump was a Miami Beach kind of guy who first went on vacations to Florida with his father and stayed at the Fontainebleau Hotel. Trump knew nothing of the privileged life of the Palm Beach set. His father had been his model for his life, and now Trump wanted everything to be in his own image, always flash and glitz. Trump didn't care that the old mainline society of Palm Beach viewed him as a lowlife and a vulgar interloper, so he thumbed his nose at the aristocratic old-timers whenever he could. He didn't like to be around people he deemed inferior, and that was his judgment of almost all of humanity, according to Lemur, and that was what he thought of his Palm Beach neighbors. He once held the bachelor ball on the same night that the old guard hosted the International Red Cross Ball. Instead of aging socialites and their tottering husbands dancing the foxtrot, 350 models and Miami Dolphin cheerleaders arrived along with pro football and basketball players. The blue-blooded, tiara-wearing set was outraged at Trump thumbing his nose at their prestigious gala. Despite its stately and well-manicured appearance, Mar-a-Lago was the type of place where its guests could party as wildly as they wished. Couples were having sex out on the grounds of Mar-a-Lago when Kennedy cousin Anthony Shriver showed up uninvited and drove his Jeep Cherokee across the property using it as his personal Indianapolis Speedway. Trump pushed elite model Kelly Hyler into the pool after her date. Personal trainer Jimmy Franco jumped in nude. Helping her out, Trump suggested she change. She and Trump disappeared, the National Enquirer reported. "I don't know what that guy has, but it worked," she supposedly said. Trump's relationship with the National Enquirer began when he started calling reporter Wayne Grover whenever he felt the need to brag or was feeling lonely, writes the author. Sometimes Trump pretended he was someone else, usually a mysterious gentleman named John Barron. On those occasions, there were no holds barred on his boasting, as Barron went on and on about the great Donald Trump, writes Lemur. Trump used the Enquirer to walk out of his marriage with his first wife Ivana, with headlines reading, "Trump's mistress, he hid her for 3 years." Then wife Ivana found out. To Trump, his divorce from Ivana was bigger than the divorce of Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor, according to the author. Questionable, but the scandal lifted Donald Trump to an upper room in the pantheon of celebrity. Trump believed that he deserved endless publicity. And he loved publicity beyond life itself, and he realized it didn't matter if it was Valentine's or Bronx cheers, it was the same stuff that made you famous, Lemur writes. A day without publicity was a day without sunshine. One day he called up Grover to tell him that he had scored 2 holes in one on the 12th hole and then his second hole-in-one, that Marla Maples had come out to be with him. He used the Enquirer to change a story that Marla Maples was caught having sex under a lifeguard stand with Trump's bodyguard. He had the weekly write she was simply taking a pee and the bodyguard was covering for her. They ran the story, but it didn't solidify the relationship. He married Marla after telling tabloid reporter Grover that he would only like to be with Marla 5 days a week and then do his bachelor thing the other 2 days. Life at Mar-a-Lago wasn't for the Georgian blonde who was uncomfortable putting on gowns to host events and wearing loaned jewels from Harry Winston. She had tried to please him and become what he wanted, but that was me playing a role, Marla later stated looking back. She had become just another Trump girl. Melania Noss, Trump's next girlfriend, was brought to the estate and in and out of Trump's life frequently while he squired other women around. Trump didn't hesitate to seat Melania next to Ivana, now his ex, at a club dinner party, leading to a chilly reception between the two. Trump was forced to confront his financial failures in Palm Beach in 1990, after walking away from a mountain of debt by declaring business bankruptcies. Palm Beach had become a diversion from his business life in Manhattan, but now he was behind paying real estate taxes on the estate that was costing him $2.5 million annual plus monthly interest on the mortgage he wasn't paying. At this point, with all that he owed, his net worth was likely less than zero, writes the author, but Trump wasn't about to declare personal bankruptcy. He occupied himself with trying to sell units he held in Trump Plaza, a building he owned across the Intracoastal Waterway in West Palm Beach. 63 Russians bought luxury condos in 7 Trump-branded buildings along the ocean front, writes the author. 2 of the buyers were indicted later for alleged membership in Russian-American organized crime as well as running gambling and money laundering businesses, according to Lemur. The Trumps worked with Elena Baronov, a Russian-American woman and frequent visitor to Mar-a-Lago, to sell Sunny Isles condos to residents of Moscow and Kiev. They were expanding potential Russian influence in the United States. Had Baronov not died in 2015, Lemur writes she would likely still be working with Trump to extend the Russian presence. The answer to Trump's biggest financial difficulties he believed was to subdivide Mar-a-Lago and build houses, but Palm Beach Town Council wasn't going to approve that. Trump threatened to sell Mar-a-Lago to Reverend Sun Myung-moon and allowing it to become a retreat for Moonies, creating more bad blood. When Palm Beach lawyer Paul Rampell suggested to Trump that he turn Mar-a-Lago into a private social club, it was the sweetest idea that would end Trump's financial difficulties. His battle with the Palm Beach Town Council to vote in favor of turning Mar-a-Lago into a club was the first political campaign of Trump's life. This battle provoked a populist, libertarian reaction in Trump. It was always about advancing his interests, but it became the engine that helped to carry him to the White House, writes Lemur. Mar-a-Lago was Trump's launching pad, the author quotes an associate. Trump provoked the establishment like no one else had ever done, made enemies and became the town's most controversial figure. He reveled in that persona, revving it up even higher. Mar-a-Lago and Trump's Gold Club made more than $200 million in profits, and provided Trump with the Palm Beach White House. He never imagined how lucrative this old pink, Moorish mansion with 24K gold sheets that simmered from the ceiling and adorned with 176 crystal chandeliers would become for him. Mar-a-Lago is worth $500 million today and Trump